Hello, hello. Nice to be with you for another live stream. Let me see if I can get it all to work properly here. Rodney says, howdy, worth the wait. Always worth the wait. Yeah, sorry for starting a little late. It's always a bit of a technical challenge getting everything going. I got my 2 cameras here and I'm ready to roll. Here we go. This tune doesn't have an official title yet. So here we go. Something a little like that. Well, let me know if it sounds okay out there, everybody. I really appreciate that. I'm coming to you today from snowy Montana. We are drifted in at the moment. The road is covered in these big wind drifts because the weather is warming up a little, and with that comes big wind. So I'm happy to be here in my little studio, going live, playing some songs. It's a beautiful thing. Ken says, I've seen you play electric. Just wondering if you also play on a nylon string guitar. I find them wonderful for solo arrangements. I love playing nylon string guitars, but believe it or not, I don't have one. I've been tempted so many times to buy a really nice nylon string, but I feel like I haven't found the perfect instrument. So one of these days I'll pick up a good nylon string guitar and record some pieces with it. I do enjoy playing nylon. Reed, who's one of my favorite players. So I believe we're live on Instagram today as well, which is something I haven't managed to hook up before, but it seems to be working. So there we go. Alex says, audio is good despite me listening mobile on my iPhone. So that's all well and good. Okay, let me play another tune. Take my capo off here. Check my tuning really quick. This song's called The Rush. I actually released it on streaming services a couple weeks ago. A version me playing with a fine band. So check that out if you're interested. Here we go, The Rush. Alright. Well, hope you're all enjoying the music out there. If you are, please hit the share button if you choose to do so. I very much appreciate that. I do have a tip jar as well. The tip jar link is joerobinson.com/tipjar, TIPJAR. And if you're watching on Instagram, I apologize, the video is cropped. I usually do these streams on YouTube. I've been doing them for a few years now, and I have kind of a setup that looks good with a horizontal orientation, but the Instagram Live crops it to a vertical orientation, so you don't get the full frame, so that's a little bit of a shame. But if you want to check it out on YouTube, you can see the whole instrument. But I'll try to kind of modify my position a little to allow for you to see what's going on. Okay. Joshua says, do you have the problem of your strings stinking after a while? I'm a very casual listener, but run into this problem a lot. You know, I've never had stinky guitar strings, believe it or not. I've not heard of that. If you don't play your guitar very often, then the strings can kind of get a little corroded. And I always just rinse my hands before I play, so you never want to play with like sweaty hands, or you don't want to play with like chicken grease or something on your hands. You'll ruin your strings quickly that way. But yeah, just wash your hands before you play. And if you play your guitar pretty regularly, then no grime or anything will build up, and the strings will last a long time. So there you go. Okay, I'm gonna sing a song. This is a tune from my album that's called The Prize, and this song is called The Prize. Hope you like it. Let me try to adjust the position a bit here. Let me know if you can kind of see me a little better. Here we go. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. I had a one-way conversation with me, myself, and I, about the way we've been living. Can't imagine why. To get to where we're going, it's a clouded compromise. You're mistaking everything I'm taking. My eyes off the prize. Maybe I've been distracted, quite possibly you're right. This big old bright and shiny world has kept me up at night. We all know that price tag shouldn't come as no surprise. You're mistaking everything I'm taking. My eyes off the prize. Some days I live with no regrets. Some days I just as soon forget. Some days a diamond, some a stone. Some things I just as soon leave alone. So where does all this leave me? I can't really say I know. I got more questions than answers, quite a ways to go. Can't let that deter me. This I realize, you're mistaking everything I'm taking. My eyes off the prize. Some days I live with no regrets. Some days I just as soon forget. Some days a diamond, some a stone. Some things I just as soon leave alone. I had a one-way conversation with me, myself, and I, about the way we've been living. Can't imagine why. To get to where we're going, it's a clouded compromise. You're mistaking everything I'm taking. My eyes off the prize. My eyes off the prize. My Bam. Okay. Well, I hope you all are having a nice weekend out there. I'm very happy to be playing some songs. My favorite thing in the world to do. I'll play something a little slower. Not too slow, but a little slower. Here's an instrumental tune. It reminds me of the islands. I call it Fiji. Hey Joe, what strings are you using? I'm using Ernie Ball Paradigm strings. Actually, I think these are Ernie Ball Earthwood. I go back and forth sometimes between the Paradigm and the Earthwood, typically. The top string is a 14 gauge, and then the rest are a set of 12 to 54. I'd love to hear you play some Chet Atkins. I'm too busy right now playing some Joe Robinson. I had a wonderful experience a few years ago now. I guess the last time I went out to this place was a couple years ago. It's a correctional facility in San Bernardino County, and I played for people. It's a jail. Played for some of the inmates there, and it was really special. Taking my guitar and my little amp in there and playing for the people. I played for a male group first, and they were a little, a bit of a tough crowd. I could tell they didn't want to show too much enthusiasm, but they were enjoying the music, and it was very special. And then I went into the women's side of the jail, and man, that was a very different atmosphere. The women went totally crazy for the music, and one of them actually requested. They said, "Play Black Magic Woman," and so I played Black Magic Woman for them. And then I decided to make a little video on YouTube of Black Magic Woman, and now that's like my most popular song, which is very strange. But I played this song in the jail for the ladies, and they went totally nuts for it. So I always think of them when I play it. It's called "Do You Want It to Be Me?" Play the McPherson, Joe. Don't tell me what to do. Okay. Here we go. One moment, I'm sorry. Here we go. We should take it slow, 'cause I know only fools rush in, and I've been here before. I can tell that you haven't been. I see it in your eyes, girl. There's no denying I can feel the heat. There's only one first love. Do you want it to be me? There's only one first kiss, one first dance, and one first time you get to take this chance. And the heart's first choice ain't always what it should be. There's only one first love. Do you want it to be me? There's only one first kiss, one first dance, and one first time you'll get to take this chance. And the heart's first choice ain't always what it should be. There's only one first love. Do you want it to be me? There we go. All right, well, thanks very much, everybody. I appreciate that. Here's a tune I've been working on. I haven't quite finished it yet, but I'll play it for you anyway. Doesn't have a name as of yet. All right. So here's a song that was very much inspired by the great Chet Atkins and Mel Travis. And I was always fascinated with the way that the great fingerstyle players would play the melody and the bass and chords to a song all at the same time. And this is a song that I wrote that kind of has those elements in it. So I'll kind of show you how they all fit together. So I'd start off with the bass going like this. I'd add the backbeat. Some chords. And then a melody. All right. Thank you very much for the nice comments. I see a great question from James2801 over on YouTube. How do you go about composing something like that with everything happening at once? That's a great question. So I use this software program called Guitar Pro, and it's like a tab notation software, and it's very helpful for composing because you can essentially type in a bass line, and then you can have that bass line be played back by the computer, and then you can figure out like a melody that you like, and then you can type the melody in to the tab, and then you can make the computer play the bass and the melody at the same time, and then you can listen back and think, oh, maybe I'll change one note here or add a note here or tweak it till it feels just right, and then you can learn how to play it. So I can teach myself to play what I've kind of typed into the computer, so to speak. And the way to learn how to play a bass line and melody together is by breaking it into very small chunks. So little granular pieces, one or two bars or half a bar, and you just play that little motif over and over again till your hands remember it, and then you just kind of build it from there. So that's kind of a compositional aid that I've used to write a lot of songs. Guitar Pro. It's pretty cool. So thanks for the question. Have you got that one tabbed out? I'd spend a year trying to get it. Yeah, I have it. I have that song tabbed. It's called Flea Bites. I wrote it when I was about as 17 or so, actually, when I recorded my Time Jumpin' album. And yeah, the tab is available on my website. Speaking of my website, I have a tip jar on my website. The tip jar is joerobinson.com/tipjar, TIPJAR. And if you enjoy the music and want to leave a tip, it's very much appreciated. It's not required for admission. I always want to make these streams free and accessible to as many people who want to join. So thank you very much for enjoying the music most of all. But if you want to leave a tip, then I very much appreciate that as well. Thank you. And sharing the stream is also very helpful. So thanks in advance to anyone who chooses to share the stream. Okay. So, I guess I have more songs to play. Jean says, love that you're playing all your own songs. Thank you, Jean. I appreciate that. I didn't set up my electric guitar rig tonight. I'm in the middle of filming a course, so my studio's kind of like all set up for that. So I'm acoustic only tonight, but I did see a request from someone to play the McPherson. So I'll play a song or two on it. I have to double check it's in tune. Not too far off. This is a very nice guitar that was made in Wisconsin. Anti-DIY HVAC channel on YouTube says, I hope he brought his mum a new vacuum cleaner back when he was on the talent show. Well, so that's a funny story. When I was on Australia's Got Talent as a teenager, I was like 16 or so, and they said, Joe, what would you do if you won the prize money, which was $250,000 Australian dollars? And I said, I'd buy my mum a new vacuum cleaner. That's what I said, and it was like a meme before there were memes. and there was actually an advertisement ran by a vacuum cleaner company that had me with a vacuum cleaner. It said, Smokin' Joe cleans up with Vax. Back when Vax meant something different as well. I was a fan from the start back then. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, It's amazing to me that that talent show was over 15 years ago now, and I still meet people who remember it. I see a comment there, and there's some Asian characters. I'm not sure if they're Chinese or Korean or Japanese, or something different. But Midnight in Nashville is the request, and that's a great idea. Thank you very much for the request, and thanks for tuning in. This is Midnight in Nashville for Yuya. There we go. Thank you very much for the request, and I'm glad to know that the characters were Japanese. I hope all's well over there in Japan. I would love to return one of these days and play at the Billboard Live, the Cotton Club. I used to play over there quite a bit. And I see another really cool request from Randy Smith. Do you still play Mowing That Bluegrass? That goes way back. That was on my very first album called Birdseed, recorded when I was about 15. You can still listen to it online if you're feeling brave. But I don't remember how to play Mowing That Bluegrass. This is the other acoustic guitar I have lying on my wall. This is a 1943 Gibson L00. I see a really... Could you share a bit on how you get ready for live performance / concert, or do you just practice every day and the play just come natural to you? No, it's a great question, Holly, because I've thought a bit about this as I find myself playing less music, some weeks, and then I have a concert or some kind of performance I have to get ready for. I've had to kind of learn how to do that, and I find that if I sit down and play for about half an hour a day for a week or two, then I can pretty much get back into good playing condition. 45 minutes to an hour is better, but 30 minutes is kind of enough to keep the chops together a little bit. So I do play just like a short amount like that every day at least. And oftentimes what I'll do is I'll play a song like the one I'll play next, Cannonball Rag, which is a fast boom chicka boom chicka boom chicka boom chicka boom chicka boom song that forces you to have your technique together. And I'll play it with a metronome at 130 beats a minute, then 135 beats a minute, then 140 beats a minute, all the way up to 160 beats a minute. And that's a really good stamina exercise, and it's a good way to get my playing to performance level. So I'll play that song. It's a Mel Travis song from, I don't know, 100 years ago or something. Not quite that old, but I think it's from the 50s. It's called Cannonball Rag. Just to demonstrate my point, this is the metronome at 130, playing that. I'll do that for about 5 minutes, and then I'll speed it up to 135. And then I'll speed it up and play that for 5 minutes, and then speed it up to about 140. And then I'll get all the way up to 160, about here. And that'll be like the best workout that I can fit into that amount of time. Sometimes I'll do it with different songs, but that's a good example of a song that is a good good stamina exercise. I actually got the idea from Tommy Emmanuel. I was on the road with him one time, and I saw him doing that. He had his metronome, and he was just playing Cannonball Rag for like half an hour. And he said, yeah, I'm just trying to build up my stamina. And so I thought, oh, that's a great idea. So there you go. Tommy, of course, has been a big influence and mentor to me and so many other guitar players of my generation. And we owe him a lot. So how's it going over there on Instagram? Still have people watching on Instagram. I guess you're putting up with the cropping of the camera. What do you like playing for the harmony part on Cannonball Rad? Sometimes you can play. Something like that. But I don't really play that as a duet very, very often. I play it with Tommy sometimes. Sometimes it's just like, what song should we play? I don't know. Let's play Cannonball Rad. That's always a winner because it's a classic tune. The Thumb Picking National Anthem, they call it. That I'm sure. Monkey Sweeper says the tip jar is super to use just in case anyone is curious. I appreciate that, Monkey Sweeper. Thank you for sharing. The tip jar link is joerobinson.com/tipjar. And yeah, if you feel like leaving a tip, I very much appreciate that. So thank you very much, Monkey Sweeper, and thank you very much to anyone else who decides to leave a tip. Pam says, Joe, will you play Byron's Bounce, please? Thank you, Pam. That's a great request. I was just thinking I might want to play that song. So here's Byron's Bounce. And I think I'll play it on the Maiden because this Maiden has a bit of a snappier quality to it. This is a tune I really enjoy playing. It's a swing tune named Byron's Bounce. There we go. Thank you very much for the request, Pam. So, Big Pappy on YouTube. I always love people's YouTube handles. I have a rule that when people comment on YouTube and they say something silly, then, well, often it's something silly. If there's not someone's real name as the handle, I don't reply. Because if it's like Halfpipe Surfer 69 or something, I'm like, it's a bad idea to engage with this person. But on a live stream, the comments are often amusing and good. So Big Pappy says, got any playing tips for us mortals? So I'll give you a few playing tips that were given to me by my mentor who just talked about, Tommy Emmanuel. He would always say, work on your repertoire, get good songs together, because no one wants to hear like noodling. People want to hear songs. So work on work on being able to play some nice songs. And the other thing he's always been big on is timing. So work on your timing. So practicing with the metronome, trying to get your time feel to be really good. It's kind of a constant battle. It's something I'm always working on, and I know Tommy's always working on it as well. But if you have good material to play and you can play it with good timing, then it's all about being expressive with the music. And I would add that if you can find just half an hour to play every day or every other day, you can make a lot of progress in that short amount of time if you're pretty intentional about the way you play. The method I like to practice with is based on Anders Ericsson's research. He has a great book called Peak, and the basic philosophy is deliberate practice, being deliberate about what you're practicing, and practicing kind of in that area where you really have to be concentrating and focused and outside of your comfort zone. That is where the best practice happens. So here we go. Many Vibe says, I like to hear noodling. Well, I love that. I love that for you, Many Vibes. I don't mind a little noodling here and there myself. Bill says, Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Yeah, that's a nice request, Bill. Thank you. That ties into just speaking about Tommy, because I learned to play this song from Tommy. Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Here we go. Featuring some harmonics on the guitar. Got time for another couple of songs, so if you think of any other requests, then let me know. In the chat, of course. Thanks very much for the request, Bill. And I'm seeing your comment. I'm very sorry to hear you lost your mother. And thanks very much for enjoying the music and sharing that. And I wish you all the best. Take good care. I see some nice requests coming in, and I very much appreciate that. I see a request that has come in from Zach for Flow. So thank you very much, Zach. I will play Flow for you. Just going to check my tuning here because I think my B string's a little squirrely. A little flat. There we go. Fun piece of trivia: if your guitar is going a little flat, it means the temperature is increasing. And if your guitar is going a little sharp, it often means that your temperature is decreasing. Sometimes if I'm playing a gig and I'm in like a dressing room and then I've got to walk through like a cold area, I'll tune my guitar so it's a little flat. So that when I go through the cold area, it brings it into concert pitch. Anyway, here's Flow. Thanks very much for the request, Zach. There we go. Thank you very much, Zach, for the request. And thank you very much for the nice comments as well on that song. I've released 2 versions this year of that song. I released a solo acoustic version, and I released a version playing with some wonderful musician friends of mine. And you can listen to that on whatever streaming service you like to enjoy music on, Spotify or Apple Music or Tidal or whichever streaming service. And they're on YouTube as well, of course. And I'm conducting some experiments on you, my audience. You may not be aware of it, or you may not. Testing out to see what the response is for a solo performance versus a band performance, and just trying some different things to see what people like. So thanks for the feedback. I do read the comments, and I appreciate it. I saw a request there to play Genevieve from Patty. So thank you very much for the request, Patty. I'll play this song. This is a song I wrote for my wife. And it's named after her. Genevieve. Here we go. Sorry, just check my tuning here. This will be the last song from me, so I hope you all have a great rest of your weekend. And if you do enjoy the music and want to leave a tip, thank you very much. The link is below, joerobinson.com/tipjar. Stream the songs if you want on Spotify, Apple Music.
Down by the river that you like, before we had to say goodbye, I fell for you before I knew your name. The way that the words fell from your lips, the feeling of your soft fingertips on my skin, I've never been the same. All that I need to learn, that I need to see is in your eyes. All that I plead and yearn for this world to give me realize. In this love I believe, Genevieve. Je tend to whip my joie de vivre. From all that I run, you are my reprieve. Right from the start, this restless heart you take. All that I need to learn, that I need to see is in your eyes. All that I plead and yearn for this world to give me realize. In this love I believe, Genevieve. And every day I know it more and more. You're the one I've been searching for, and I don't even know who I was before you. all that I plead and yearn for this world to give me realize. In this love I believe more than I can conceive, morning, noon, and eve. Genevieve.
Leonard says, "Thank you, Joe. It's motivating for me to keep practicing." Thank you, Leonard. I feel the same way. After I play, I'm like, man, I know what I want to work on. I know what I want to practice up. It's one of the great things about performing. Even if you don't consider yourself to be a performer, you get good feedback about your playing, and it's just a fun journey, perfecting the music. Of course, music's never perfect, but refining and developing your sound and your touch and all those things. So thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you all have a nice rest of your weekend. I'll see you again for a stream really soon. I have a list, a notification email that I send out when I do these streams. So if you want to be on that, there's a link below somewhere floating around. It's called Livestream emails, and if you're on Instagram, just go to my profile and click the links, and then it's down there. And you can just put in your email, and you'll just get sent a message when I announce a stream. It's just really simple with the time and the time zone conversion and all that. So take good care, and thanks very much for joining us, and